Hello, dear wonderful friends. Welcome back here at La Arnie's Kitchen and Food Creations. This morning, I am very happy to share with you my very formulated recipes, which one time I was at the Tim Hortons at my favorite place at the Harbor Landing area here in Regina, Saskatchewan. And I love to go there because to see my friends who are coffee barista right there. And my son is also working there as a barista or coffee worker as his part-time job because he has his online classes. So whenever I have spare time, that's the best place ever that I can just relax and have a sip of my favorite regular coffee. And of course, just to see people, meet other personas, and it's a place that normally my family hangs out down there. Okay. So it so happened that I created this recipe. So I just simply grab a piece of paper and, write formulas. Like when you bake something, you have to measure it right so that you can have a very good outcome. So I have to make sure that I have to have the right balance of my ingredients. Then after that, I went home and grabbed all my simple ingredients and then make it or bake it. This is in honor of my ailing mother who is very sick in the Philippines, and I will be naming this one Torta de Estrella. So, in honor of my mom, who is very patient with us children, who reared us and sent us to school to have good education, I should say. And we're very happy we cooperated her. We helped her in selling this torta because we had a bakery back home that sustained us in our daily living. So this is for my mom. And so there's a different names of torta, torta de Cebu, torta de Argao, torta, whatever. But I can name this in honor of my mom, and then the recipe is very much original in my very own making. So please come join with me as we're going to start. But prior to that, my wonderful friends, I am going to preheat my oven. This is my very old oven that it is still working very, very well. And so we will be baking our torta at the middle portion there. So I am going to set bake automatical and then start. So it's preheating. Now, ovens here in North America, once you press bake, they will start 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty much normal when you bake. But when you adjust it, you can go lower. Let's say when you bake 350, and then if you want 335, perfectly fine. But we want 350. Set that and we will preheat that. So let's continue. Okay, what are the very basic ingredients here? I use 8 large eggs, and you see the egg yolks color, they're very, very yellow because some other tortas, bakers will just add some yellow food coloring, but I don't really need that. I want my torta to be natural. Okay, I use 8 egg yolks. I separated it from the egg whites, so we will set this aside. We don't really need the egg whites. So here in the egg whites portion, I will be adding 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar. So this is 1 cup, and this is half a cup. Now, sometimes I do take orders, but I don't really make profit so much. It's just very tiny because I don't sell them very, very often. So somebody ordered me, Jelson. Thank you, Jelson. But you know what? That's why I created this recipe so that if I cannot cater your orders, you can just make this one very, very simple baking lessons 101. So that is 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar. There you go. So here in our mixing bowl, I'm going to measure 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So this is 1 cup. Okay, so this is my flour bin. So this is 1 cup, and 2 cups, and then I have here 1/2 cup. So I just got these measuring cups from the dollar stores. Okay, there you go. So 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, then I am going to add 1 teaspoon. Yeah, 1 teaspoon of fine salt. So I use this iodized salt, table salt, that I normally use that in my cooking too, in cooking my food. Okay, so here I use 4 teaspoons of baking powder. So there are 4 teaspoons of baking powder. I use this kind of baking powder, but whatever baking brand of baking powder you have access, simply you can always go ahead. So I'm going to sift this one until there will be no more lumps. But if you want to use cake flour, simply whatever works for you, perfectly fine. And the more the texture and the taste, it is much better, I should say. So we will sift this flour or dry ingredients. So after sifting this for few seconds, so these are the the remaining substances, I should say. So we will discard this one. We don't need this. So set this aside for now. So dear friends, what are the very, very simple baking utensils you need? So of course, we have mixing bowl, dry mixing bowl, and it should be clean, away from any foreign objects or dirty stuff. And you need to have this simple whisk. Now, if you don't have electric stand mixer, which I do have like this, you don't really need to worry because this is very simple baking. All you need is simple whisk. If you don't have this type of item, or you can use this small electric hand mixer. Okay, now we will mix this, or we will beat this for 2 minutes. Oh, by the way, you also need spatula or scraper. And for our molders, I have here torta molders or aluminum molders. So because the outcome of this, we will produce at least 12 pieces. And so I have here my butter. If you don't have butter, you can use oil. You don't really need to grease the entire molder. So just press like that. And you can go to the baking store departments or at the kitchen area, or any grocery stores of your choice. You can go to dollar store, and then you just find this type of baking paper. It's called glassine or parchment paper. So what you need to do is simply press that at the middle portion and then arrange it. And then the reason why I just put a little bit of margarine and butter, because it will stick. So just simply like that. Okay, there you go. If you don't have these torta molds, you can either use these 12-hole muffin tins and simply line with parchment paper or baking cups. You don't really need to grease this one. Just simply put that one there. So friends, I am going to beat this for 2 minutes. I'll just turn it off. So this process, my dear wonderful friends, this is what we call the process is creaming method or batter mixture. Once the eggs and the sugar are combined or the sugar is dissolved, so the texture is very, very fine. So beating 2 minutes, and after that, I am going to add canola oil 3/4. You can use vegetable oil, coconut oil. Olive oil is also good, and whatever makes you happy. Corn oil, and do not use baby oil. Okay, 3/4 or 3/4 of cooking oil. So remember, every drop counts. So after that, wonderful friends, we're going to beat this for another 1 minute. So after beating for 1 minute, I am going to add my evaporated milk because I want my torta to be delicious. You can use fresh milk or evaporated milk. This is 1 cup. So friends, 1 cup of evaporated milk. Or you can also use fresh milk. But I like, if I'm going to use fresh milk, I want the creamier milk, which is the homogeneous milk, which is the 3.25%. Normally, there's 2%. There's also 1%. Okay, there you go. After adding our oil, three-fourth a measurement of oil, this is the result. Okay, because my hand is holding my left camera. It's so hard for me to, maneuver sometimes. But that's why the balance is not really that great. Well, actually, I have my very own how do you call that one, stand or for taking videos, but I think I feel comfortable with what I'm doing, like using my left hand to take videos and my right hand is maneuvering my the stuff that I am adding. So I added 1 cup of evaporated milk, and I'll be adding 1/2 cup of freshly squeezed orange juice. So I use half of this and then I squeeze it and make sure that there are no pits or liso, or what is liso? Seeds in Tagalog. Sorry, I forgot. Sorry, just correct me later. Message me. So just 1/2. Oh, we will measure actually if this is really half, or because this can be very, this is 1/2 cup and I'm using the same measurement that I used to measure the flour. So that's 1/2 cup. So we'll see. And there are little pops. So actually, this is only 1/3. Okay, so 1/3 of freshly squeezed orange juice. That's very, very, very optional. Now, because I ran out of vanilla extract, so I added that freshly squeezed orange, sweet oranges. For if you have vanilla extract or vanilla essence, just add 2 teaspoons. Okay, so we will beat this for another 1 minute. Okay, after another minute, this is how it looks like. Friends, I have here 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. So this is 1/2 cup. And so I have, because this is hardened, I have to melt this using my microwave set for 30 seconds. Friends, if you don't have this kind of butter, simply use margarine, and same thing, 1/2 cup, and it should be melted. So set that for 30 seconds. Did I? 30 seconds. Until the butter is melted. I really love these navel oranges. They are very, very sweet. I got this from Superstore here in my area. So this is ready. Once the butter is melted, set that aside, and we're going to add all our dry ingredients together wonderfully. You can add it gradually, but because nobody's helping me to add gradually, my right hand is doing it. So we'll just do the best I can. So friends, we will beat slowly in a slow mode because the flour will be all over the area. We will increase the speed. I will just turn it off. Okay, and I am going to add my 1/2 cup of melted butter. Okay, and beat this for another 1 minute. So once we added our dry mixture, our flour, we beat that for 1 minute and add the melted butter and beat another minute. Beautiful. So we are going to use our scraper or spatula to smoothen the sides. Okay, when you turn off your beater from high, slow, slow, slow. Okay, so that you can still preserve the little machine. If it's really working very hard, then you will lose it. Okay, once our butter mixture is ready, then we will take this one, set our mixture aside, and we will just scrape the side to smoothen it. Okay, wonderful friends, our batter mixture, it's perfectly done. It's not very, very runny. We have to check the consistency. I normally emphasize in my baking simple lessons that there are always three components when you bake. The first is the consistency. See that one? And of course, the taste afterwards when it's done baking, the taste of your product, of your goodies, and of course the texture. Could it be very rough, fine, or dense, or so soft? Okay, so let us pour it into our molders, and I am using 3/4 of measuring cup, and because we will divide that into 12 portions. Of course, you can make up to 16, depends upon your preference. So I will just add that one. Okay, there you go. At least 3/4 cup of your, okay, you can always make sure that you can lesser the portions because it will still rise. You can add half. That's perfectly fine. So we will repeat same procedure until this is filled. Okay, friends, I'm going to add a little bit oil here. And so I'm using my spatula. So wonderful friends, I produced 12 evenly portions of this batter mixture. So here I have here my oil with my spatula. This in this technique, it will help you do a good cracking. Just make a crisscross, dip all the way down. Okay, and repeat same procedure until it's done. Okay, this is ready to be tossed into the oven. Let's open. So remember that you have to put or place your tortas at the middle portion of the oven, which is here. Time to close. Okay, let's set our timer to 30 minutes. Now remember friends that it is very important that you should know your oven's temperature very well, because otherwise uh, there's a lot of even if you have set your oven into whatever desired temperature you have, but there are some ovens still varies oven's temperature, so make sure you are a good friend to your oven. Wonderful friends, our timer has ended up, so I have to cancel it. And come, let's check the output of our torta de Estrella. Oh, it's beautiful. There you go, wonderful friends. This is now the outcome or the output of our goodies, freshly baked goodies, our torta de Estrella. It's really beautifully done. So it's so soft. And so I will let this cool off first before I am going to top with margarine and white sugar on top here. So because once this is fresh from the oven, it's so warm, so the butter is melted and you cannot have a very good outcome because it will melt together with the sugar. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, wonderful friends, for watching La Arnie's Kitchen and Food Creations. Stay tuned for more cookings and bakings here at my little kitchen. I hope you will also find some time. If you have spare time, then wonderfully make this. Just simply follow instructions and you're simply good to go. Okay. Stay safe, have fun, and God bless everyone. This is your home cook buddy here at La Arnie's Kitchen and Food Creation saying you daghan kaing salamat o maing adlaw kaniyong tanan. Thank you very much and have a very great day, friends, and so long until the next time.